Yeah, okay, first things first, I just want to say I'm not crazy.
Bonkers.
I'm so normal that normal is a bit crazy to describe how ordinary I am.
What? What are you talking about?
You know, a couple years ago, I started smoking weed, and it became a thing where if I don't smoke weed, I'm on edge. My mom used to warn me every day, and I stop smoking weed. You know, people, when they hear voices in their head, they hear voices in their ear, they'll hear noise like mosquito in their ear. Serious note.
What's good, my lake and me? Welcome back to another lovely, beautiful, sexy, amazing video. The equally lovely, equally beautiful, equally sexy, and equally amazing lit. I already know what time it is. Now let's go. Now guys, today it looks like EO has finally returned from rehab, and he's released a tell-all video explaining what went down. And of course, we're going to break this down in way more detail. Apologies that this didn't come out earlier, but I've just been so busy. You already know what you gotta do. You just gotta like, comment, subscribe, so you up to date, even drop a banger like this one, and hit that noti because you ain't a nitty, so you can be the first to know when one of these videos comes out. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, if you didn't already know, around this time last year, we thought that EO had been checked into rehab for some kind of addiction. There were multiple videos of him looking very worse for wear. But fast forward to a couple days ago, and it seems that EO has dropped a video to set the record straight about his mental state and what he went through. Take a look at this clip.
Yeah, okay, first things first, I just want to say I'm not crazy. You know, a couple years ago, I started smoking weed, and it became a thing where if I don't smoke weed, I'm on edge. I need to be smoking weed to be calm. I begun buying weed and smoking it all the time, and bro, it became a thing where I was smoking it every single day.
So as you can see, he did in fact admit that he was smoking weed. I will be referring to weed as broccoli for the remainder of this video to avoid it getting flagged. So yeah, in the words of Kodak Black,
Told the doctor I'm a healthy kid. I smoke broccoli.
I'm not gonna lie to you, when he's making faces like this, you do sometimes wonder if he's still smoking that broccoli, if he's still on that stuff. Bro, looks like he's doing the pose that Drake did in the blackface photo. It's not calm. However, it seems that this is just a natural part of EO's personality, something that he showcased on previous YouTube videos, and is nothing to be alarmed about. But yeah, EO went into the story in more detail. He mentioned that he was a good guy. He used to go to Shubs, and he used to see the broccoli there, but he never really indulged in it. He didn't want to eat his vegetables, but all it took was the right fiend to get him hooked. Ever since he smoked broccoli the first time and got high, he just turned into Snoop Dogg and he started smoking weed every day.
You get it? Cause I don't.
He became a proper nitty. Some even refer to him as the notorious B.I.G.
If you don't know, now you know, nigga.
And then unfortunately, it looks like the broccoli started to mess up his system so much that it affected his brain, and he even said that he started hearing voices in his head. And no, I'm not talking about the Dave or a Boogie song. In fact, he even mentioned that his mum was warning him about this happening, and he just thought that she was just talking nonsense until it actually happened to him.
My mom used to warn me every day, and I stop smoking weed. You know, people, when they hear voices in their head, they hear voices in their ear, they'll hear noise like mosquito in their ear.
Now, there's a lot of insensitive people out there who are trying to say that EO is a lightweight, he's not a real ganja farmer, that this would never happen to a Jamaican man and whatnot. And I have to say that, first of all, enough with the Jamaican slander, first and foremost. And secondly, I have to assume that these substances affect people's bodies differently, right? I mean, broccoli is not a one-size-fits-all drug. I don't really know because I've never personally smoked any broccoli because, you know, you don't get high in your own supply, you know what I mean?
$100,000 for the cheapest ring on the nigga finger, little bitch.
So I can't actually confirm if this is a common side effect, but I don't think it's fair to say that broccoli can't do this to you or shouldn't do this to you, because I'm sure it has a varied effect depending on who's using it. I mean, I know a lot of people who've drunk Red Bull and it hasn't given them wings, so yeah, I mean. EO then continued to touch on how he got sent to what we originally believed to be the rehab center, which he has now confirmed was in fact a psychiatric ward for people with mental issues. He claims that he got sent there because he got into a very heated argument with someone. He didn't really go into detail about who that person was. Not sure whether that's intentional or not. Maybe it was someone he knows. I don't know. But it looks like that person did a 6ix9ine and called the federales, and they took EO straight to jail. And then when they took him to jail, they realized that he might have been a bit
bonkers,
cuckoo for Cocoa Pups, and they sent him to the psych ward. From there, he stayed there for about 28 days, and then he came out, and apparently EO had not learned his lesson. He was still partying, celebrating, living life, drinking, and of course, still smoking that broccoli. So if you remember the time when EO dropped that god-awful Blood on the Block tune, and I said in the video that he didn't look like he'd recovered the way that he should have. He looked like he still needed a bit of assistance. That must have been the interlude session that he was referring to in that video, where he came out, but he was still smoking, still doing what he should have been doing. Yeah, long story short, he said that people around him were worried about it, and then he had to go back to the ward, and eventually he, you know, recovered and got released permanently. First and foremost, I want to say, you know, congratulations to EO for beating this addiction. I'm sure it must have been a hard thing to go through, so we're very thankful and very grateful, and, you know, praise the Lord that EO has recovered from this, and I hope he can get back to the man that he used to be. I think there's a very important lesson to take away from all of this, and that's simply broccoli is bad. I would recommend staying away from it at all costs. Now, I know some people say, how can you say it's not for you if you've never tried it and blah, blah, blah. And to that I say, I've never drunk urine before, but I can safely say that drinking piss is not my forte. I don't have to try it to know that it's not something I want to do. So I'm going to apply that same logic when it comes to smoking broccoli. I get it, there's some people out there that like broccoli, and there's some people out there that like urine, each to their own. But yeah, as I said, congrats to EO for beating this case. I know I said beating the case like he was on trial, but I mean, he was on trial with himself, so I'm going to stick with that phrase. As I said, I hope he gets back to being that young, full-of-life individual that we saw way back in 2018, who was ready to take the industry by storm. Apparently, he dropped an EP as well. If you want to check that out, you can. And he said he's going to be streaming on his YouTube channel as well, so I'd say to stay tuned for that as well. But I did my research, and all the signs that he was showing clearly showed that it was a substance addiction. I didn't know what the specific substance was, but I had already clued up on the fact that it was a substance addiction. So maybe next time, let's hope there's not a next time, but maybe next time you all should take what I'm saying with less than a pinch of salt, because I'm not just talking out my arse here. I kind of know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? In the words of anyone,
it's a bit of a sticky one still.
Let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. What do you think about EO coming out of this on the other side? Are you happy? Are you not? I don't know why you wouldn't be happy. That's it. You'll find some inner demons if you're not happy about that. I can't lie. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the road to 2,000 subs. You know what time it is. You follow my personal IG at the Only Lit TNT. If you care about what I do, I'm not making these bangers for you. I post updates on Twitter as well, so you might as well follow me on there, because what else are you doing with your life? Absolutely nothing, mate. Stay black. And if you're not black, stay whatever race you are. I bet. Peace.
Oh, you ain't know I could sing.